Morning. Saturday. Not even Saturday. Need more coffee. Heading out to the Bruce Trail up near Collingwood. It's a section I haven't done yet. Started the Bruce Trail about 4 or 5 years ago. Started doing chunks at a time. Decided that I wanted to get it completed before my 50th birthday. Last year was a complete write-off due to COVID. The amount of work I was actually doing at the time didn't allow me to do any hiking, and I think I only got out camping once. So I'm trying to make up for it this year. I've also been watching a lot of YouTube, so that's why I've started this YouTube channel, because it's just something I wanted to do to keep myself entertained more than anything, and to have memories when I'm getting older. So the section of the Bruce Trail I'm going to be doing is just south of Collingwood, from the Nottawasaga Bluffs area, the north end of the bluffs, through an area called Standing Rock. It's a side trail. I'm going to do a loop through there. North about 15 kilometers to Highway 19, where I'm going to keep a bike. I lock up a mountain bike, and that's the way I have been doing it, is I take my bike to where I want to finish it for the end of the day, go back to where I want to start, hike through, and then bike back to the car, so no one has to come and get me. I've been doing that the last couple times, or the last couple years rather, of doing that instead of a loop in and out. So let's get going. Alright, so we made it to the start of the trail for today. It's the Nottawasaga Lookout. I finished up here a couple of weeks ago on my last trip up, so we're going to head out. So the Bruce Trail is very easy to follow. You just have to follow the white blazes. When a trail separates, it actually identifies by putting two blazes on the mark that will show which direction the actual trail goes in when you come to a fork in it. For side trails, they use blue as the marker. So this is the side trail that I actually will be doing. I'm going to loop around to the other end of it after the 1.2 kilometers and swing back up through here. But as you can see on the blue, or on the birch tree, there's a blue mark, so you follow those for side trails. So as I was talking about before, so this is where a trail has splits. The Bruce Trail goes off to the left, indicated by the white blazes, and then there's a secondary side trail in blue that continues straight. Trail is a bit of a jumbled mess. Goes up and around and up beyond those rocks and keeps going. I think this must be the Standing Rock, but not entirely certain. There's been several like this. So awesomely, the trail goes through there. Okay, that's pretty cool. Pretty slick, so hopefully you don't see a camera tumble in the next couple minutes. I just knocked something off my helmet. On my bike helmet. All right. Well worth the side trip. Oh, cool. And it continues, trail continues in through here. Really neat, all the different mosses and ferns growing on the inside of here. Being down in the shade down here, it's easily 5-6 degrees cooler. Nice and comfortable. Would be good to come here in the heat of the day. Oh, other side trails and overhangs. It's really neat. I'm going to scramble out. And then back in again. If you want a good climb and adventure, this is not a bad place to come. And this was in 1 kilometer, less than a kilometer from where I parked the car, so easily accessible. So, back up to the main trail again. And that's where I came up from. That leads down into the gully and between all those rocks. A lot of the Bruce Trail does follow along agricultural areas. Old cedar rail fence on the back side of this hill. Probably still a farm up on the ridge, but this fence is obviously not in use anymore. So occasionally you do get some treats on the trail. Nice wild raspberries. You see this sometimes with cedar trees where the main trunk actually gets damaged and a branch then takes over and becomes the main part of the tree, and in this case sinks in and creates its own roots. I have to say hats off to the Bruce Trail volunteer organizations that take care of these trails, build the bridges, maintain some of the stairways and everything. It's much appreciated. It's great. Thank you. Still in the Pretty River Provincial Park area. So 8 kilometers in, which is about halfway for the day. It's been about 3 hours. I'm going a lot slower, trying to get used to the whole taking video clips as I go, setting up the camera. It takes a lot more time than I expected. That's alright. Sorry Jen, I'll be late. But anyway, I'm just going to grab a quick bite to eat here while I can cool down, and then I'll get on my way again. Okay, so I'm at 10 kilometers in now. I didn't really do anything other than climb from where I last took video of near the river, about at 8 kilometers. It's been a steady climb over the last 2 kilometers, at least 300 feet is what I'm guessing from what I'm reading from my watch right now. So, bit of a climb, bit winded, but it's leveled out right now. However, there is higher ground behind me. The trail is going in this direction, and I believe it will loop back up this way, so probably some more climbing to go. A bit more than I thought it was going to be today, but so be it. It's all good. So I'm not quite at the ski hill that I thought I was at, but nice overview of the Pretty River Valley, and then way off, you might not just be able to see it, just beyond that tree is Georgian Bay. This is pretty common. You'll see along the escarpment on the trail where the edges of the escarpment is actually breaking away over time due to ice slowly fracturing the rock and pushing it away. Natural erosion over a long period of time. So you get these neat holes and gullies and pits right along the edge that people go down and explore. One of the great things about the Bruce Trail is the landowners that the trail runs across. They allow the trail to go through their property. On the left here, there appears to be an old farmer's field. It's overgrown now, but I imagine it may still be owned by the same person who owns this plot of land, which is a working field. There's no trespassing and no hunting signs on it. And I imagine this actually might be their access road to do what they need to do to access these fields when they need to. So thanks to the homeowners, or the landowners, that actually allow the Bruce Trail to go across their property. Hooray! Probably something I have to climb up and out of. No, it is. Here's the trail. It's just a warning sign. Don't fall in the big hole beside the trail. So not so bad. Again, more evidence of old agricultural area. There's a cedar rail fence as well as a stone fence. So the farmers would grab all the stones out of a field, pile them along the edge, and make a fence that way. So I've reached County Road, or Grey Road 19, Highway 19 I believe it is also called, or was. My bike is a little ways down at the next section where it crosses back, where the Bruce Trail crosses back over, and it goes up over the Blue Mountains, where Blue Mountain Ski Club is. So almost done for the day. Going to get there, find a spot to cool down in the shade for a little bit before I start biking, and I got to go back up the hill this direction. Back up 19 and then up another side road to get back to where I have the vehicle parked. It's about a 17 to 20 kilometer bike ride that I have to do next. So anyway. Alright, made it. 19 kilometers and 1,700 feet roughly in elevation that I went up, not what, doesn't count what went down. So that took a total of 5 and a bit hours. I'm trying to figure it out here, it's calculated. Anyway, I gotta find somewhere to sit in the shade, cool down for a good 10-15 minutes before I hop on my bike and start pedaling back to the car. Things are fun. Stopped to pull over to cool down, put down my bike, sat down, and all I heard was psh, and my back tire is now completely flat. I do have a spare tube. I don't know if it's the tube or the tire. I'll think I have my pry bars or tire bars. We'll see. If not, I'll hitchhike, leave the bike here, and then come back and get it. Oh well, what do you do?
Well, the good news is it was the valve itself. So, should be okay. Well, crap. Tire blew again. Oh, what a great day. Okay, so it was not a good trip back. I had to hitchhike for the last probably 4 or 5 kilometers because my tire blew again. So I'm back at the truck. Thank you. I believe his name was Madison from Barrie, who was up rock climbing. Thank you very much for the quick ride back. It's greatly appreciated on a day like this, where it was going fine until I got on the bike. Anyway, I'm going to go back and retrieve my bike from where I dropped it, where he picked me up, and then I'm going to head home and get a good cold drink along the way. So, if you liked the video, please subscribe and add a like to the button. It would be greatly appreciated. There will be more where this comes from. I don't know if I mentioned it. Essentially, I've already done the Bruce Trail all the way to this point south of here. So from Niagara Falls through the Niagara, Iroquois, Toronto, Caledon, and I can't remember the other regions. And now I'm into the Blue Mountain section. So I'm going to continue with that throughout this fall. In between some of my other trips. Again, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.